Seco de Carne, a typical Peruvian dish that's made in many variations over Latin America, and I cannot wait to show you how to make it because it's fantastic. Ingredients are not that many. We have some good chuck here from very big chuck eye roll we broke down in an episode. There's a link down below how to do that. And then it's a few spices and an onion. So we start by chopping onion. Next up, we have to make our braising liquid, and that's where the heavy flavor profile is coming from, because that consists of beef stock and a lot of cilantro.
Yeah, and if you don't like cilantro, don't try to replace it with anything else.
Then make another stew. Make another stew.
Make another
cilantro.
recipe.
Homemade beef stock, halfway to demi-glaze. Link down below how to make this. This is liquid gold. That goes into the blender. Just the smell of it is fantastic. And then we stuff all the cilantro stems and everything. We are just going to push this down. And then we are going to blend it until we have a smooth paste, and the stems, they have a lot of flavor, so that's why we don't take them off in this case. So blend that down. And when it's completely smooth and there are no big chunks of cilantro, this is ready. Now for our beef, we had chuck. I have 1.3 kilo of nice cubes that I made when we cut up the thing, so thank you past me for that, so it's easy today. And now we're going to fire the stove up here to, let's say, medium high, because we want to sear these. Give it some high smoke point vegetable oil. It could be avocado, it could be canola, whatever you can get your hands on. Sunflower oil will also do. Just don't use olive oil, because then you'll have issues that it burns. It's above the smoke point of the olive oil. So now we're going to take our beef here in batches and start searing. And that's what you want to hear. But don't
sizzling sound.
That's sizzling, but don't overcrowd, because the problem is then it will release water from the beef and then it will just start boiling, and then you don't get that nice sear. So I know it's a bit annoying, but do it in batches. Just like that, no more than that. And now we wait for the Maillard effect, and when you get to that point and they release from the bottom, then you give them a flip. And we're going to give them on all sides. So there we go.
Be patient.
Be patient, exactly. Look at that. Look there, beautiful. And when the last ones, they are done, brown and beautiful, we're going to take down temperature a little bit, and then we're going to go in with our onion we made before. And now we're going to let that sweat out, and it will release liquid that will deglaze the pan, so we get all that nice fond out of the bottom of the pan. So this will take 4 or 5 minutes for them to soften up. And when we start to see some nice browning on our onions and they are getting soft, then we're going to make a little bit of space here in the middle. Going to give it a little bit more oil, and then we're going to put in, or mince in, 3 cloves of garlic. You can add more garlic depending where you are. These are Greek garlics, and they are extremely potent. And you want some good garlicky flavor here, so give it a couple of good cloves. Let that sweat 20-30 seconds. And when it starts to smell really nice of garlic, mix it in with it does all the way over to you.
Yeah, it does.
And then we do the same again. We make a little spot here in the middle, and then we're going to go in with another essential ingredient, if I can open it, which is ají amarillo paste. And this
it's also typical Peruvian.
Yes, and you are going to go in with probably 3 tablespoons of this. It is a little bit spicy, but it's not like super spicy, but it has a fantastic flavor. And then it's 20 grams of sea salt to start with, 2 tablespoons of cumin, and 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, freshly cracked. I did it before, not to stand here and have you watch that. And then we simply mix all of this in. Oh, that smells so good. Ooh, a little bit spicy. Got in my throat there. Then before I put back the meat, I'm gonna go in with our braising liquid we made before. And the cilantro here is fantastic. I mean, it's insane. And we want to take down the temperature a little bit here because we don't want this to be extremely hot right now. The meat is still warm. Now we want this to slow cook for a long time. Final ingredient, a beer. Gives deep flavors and it's good for braising liquid generally with beef or pork.
Just a simple pilsner.
Just a simple pilsner. This is local Mamos from Greece. You can use whatever, Heineken for that matter. And then mix that up a little bit. And then we're going to reintroduce all of our beautiful meat. And I'm telling you, this is super good beef. It's really delicious. This is going to be one heck of a stew. I don't think I can pour it in because then I'll just make a mess all over the place, but I can give it a shot.
Oh no.
I can make it work, look.
Yeah.
And don't forget all the juices from the tray, we want that in there also. And now we just make sure everything is nice and submerged in our fantastic smelling braising liquid. All the way in. And that's it. Now I'm gonna close this up and then I'm gonna place it in my oven, middle rack, preheated to 140 degrees. And then we let it go probably 2.5 hours, but we will check in every hour to see how it's going to find out when it's fork tender. So see you in about an hour. It's been an hour 20, so let's give it a look here. It definitely smells good. That I can say even with the lid on. So let me get this out and then let me get this. Oh, it's heavy. This is heavy. But let me put that down here. And let me take it out so you can get a look at what's going on here.
That looks a nice stew.
It looks very interesting actually. Look at the steeping liquid. I don't know if we should maybe thicken it with a slurry. I think we will do that. But I want to take a small piece here and take it out so I can show you where we are, if we are ready. So here we are. And that's just, I mean, fall apart tender. That is the texture you're looking for. You're not looking for temperature here. You're looking for this. Just
Yeah, it falls apart.
it falls apart. So back in the pot it goes. And then we are going to give it 300 grams of frozen peas. And we are not going to put it back in the oven. We are simply going to put them in, stir them into our stew. And then we're going to let them defrost. And they will cook just with the temperature of the liquid. So they don't overcook and get mushy. You want the peas to be nice and crunchy. Exactly. Yeah. So let me close this up and we leave that for 5-10 minutes and then we're ready to plate up. You can serve this over polenta, mashed potatoes, creamy mashed potatoes, add an egg yolk, stir it up, perfect. Elena, correct. Rice, perfect. That would be the traditional way. But right now it's all about the meat and the sauce. So let me see here. Well, first of all, I think the knife is obsolete. I didn't really need that one. It's mostly for putting peas on. So the beef is super tender. So I look forward to this. We have to hand it to the Peruvians. They just have nice cuisine. From ceviche to lomo saltado and now to Seco de Carne. It's a perfect beef stew. Give this a shot, you will love it.